Hello, Ronnie, come on out. I brought everything to fix it. I brought you a front and back wheel.
Oh, okay.
All right? All right, Ronnie, check that out.
Okay.
Tell me how that feels.
Okay.
Well, when I was younger, one of my uncles had a lowrider car, and then I heard one time a bike, and I'm like, bike? On a lowrider bike, it has a spring system that goes right below the handlebars, so then when you ride and you push down, it flexes with the frame. It maneuvers different, it stops different, it's road different. You can add smaller wheels, bigger wheels, everything's an eye catcher. I love bikes. It's freedom. I loved the way it looked and the way I customized it, but I left on the bike from whatever environment I was in, you know? A lot of times it wasn't the best environment.
One of the biggest issues of Pocatello is we kind of seem to be that thoroughfare for people bringing drugs through from Salt Lake City. Meth and opioids are the biggest problems that we have here. But I just think a lot of that has to do with the poverty.
When I was younger, certain circumstances happened to where I was put in foster care. I kept getting in trouble. I kept fighting at school. I got another battery ticket at school. So they took me to jail. I've been in detention so much that's like second home. Every time I turn around, I'm getting in a car wreck. I'm driving out and doing crazy things that are risking my life. I'm getting arrested. At the end of the day, like, there wasn't nobody that cared. Like, I wasn't with my siblings no more. My dad, he was in prison. I was gonna be 21 in like a month. I went to go party and I heard it was cops. Told myself, wow, I'm gonna get busted for having this weed on me and I'm gonna get in trouble for drinking before I'm 21. So I decided I wasn't gonna go to jail. It was 3 stories up, snowing completely outside. I jumped, broke my feet, and I dragged myself into a ditch, and I laid in the ditch for 3 hours. I thought I was gonna die. I laid there shaking, scared, and I asked God, like, just give me a second chance and I promise I'll do right. My girlfriend was constantly looking for jobs for me. She found Salvation Army. I covered up my tattoos and everything I went in there, and the next day she called me.
So the first time I met Robert, I walked in and I see this tall, tattooed guy. It kind of took me back, you know, because I heard Pocatello, this little country town. There's times that he will just walk by and people will stare at him. They see him and they see this bad boy, you know, all tattooed up. But once you talk to him, you see he really does have this sensitive side and this need to embrace people.
I always tell people the paycheck pays the bills, but the satisfaction on somebody's face when they, like, how excited they are for eating, they might go home to nothing. They might go home and sit by themselves all day, but a lot of them come for the conversation, but it started with the meal, so I feel like I see God in the food. It makes you really understand, like, I don't realize who it's affecting. You do know people are homeless, you do know people are hungry, but then we used to get like 40, 50 people sometimes at lunch, and I might know 30 of these people. And then I find out, like, every day somebody's dealing with an addiction. I can't tell somebody that, like, I'll be there for them or I want to help them if I'm at home drinking off the bottle. I can't do that. And I started to open my mind, like, I don't have to be partying. I don't have to be doing all these things. I can be better of a person, you know? But that was where life changed.
When I first met Charles, I was serving meals here, and he needed a little bit of help, just got out of prison and was kind of needing a bike and in general just needing a way around town, but I had the source of helping him with the bike.
I just jumped in at full blow and just wanted to help everybody, and then we started getting parts, started getting things left and right, and it was weird because it's like, I've never seen lowrider parts in Pocatello ever, and all of a sudden I got a gentleman in town, his name Leroy. He owns a whole bunch of bikes up on the hill, and then he offered me banana seats and stuff.
When I first met him, I didn't really register that he was the kind of person that'll have my back. He's been there ever since I got back out. I talk to Robert every day on the phone. We video chat, we play video games together, we hang out. Robert's a huge, huge factor in the fact that I'm still sober. I want to move forward in my life helping people like Robert helps people all the time. I think it's helping me realize that I can be a good person after what I've done.
You see the effects when you walk into a room and you see them shake hands with somebody, or they smile and they normally wouldn't, and they'd be closed off. And then you remind yourself of you. There you were young and closed off. The deep feelings I have of nobody caring from being young. As an adult now, here I am almost 30 years old, and what I'm doing for them is actually affecting my life. It's making me feel wanted. It's making me feel cared about.
He does it for anybody who comes in here, and it's almost like they know, go to the Salvation Army, something's wrong with your bike, go to the Salvation Army, and Robert will fix it. And if they don't have a bike, I've seen him just go and here's a bike. I look at my life, how receiving Jesus Christ in my life has redeemed me. People who knew me before would never believe that I am this person, and the people who know me now would never believe I was that person. And I see the redemption in his life, that he's going to be able to show that love of Jesus, and that, you know what, you don't have to stay stuck in this life. You are not identified by your past. God has given you a new identity. I see Robert going far with his passion because people love what he does. His community loves what he does.
One bike at a time. One bike at a time.
If you enjoyed this video, like it and share it. We are always posting content, so don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for helping us share change.